Good morning. This is Divine Sunshine on her morning ride. Today's topic is surrender. I thought about this morning. I was woken by my dad's favorite song. You Just Stand says, "What do you do when you're giving your all? What you just stand? Well, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand. Let the Lord see you through. Say after you done all you can, you just stand." No, I don't see G. Oh my God, license plate say G Dad. Okay, God Daddy. Okay, I call him grand buddy, granddaddy. Yeah. So it's all under one roof. So that's confirmation that Dad said I did send that to you this morning. The granddaddy. Okay, of them all. All right. Yeah, you are. So right now, where we are, we've had the full moon. We've had a lot of purgings, a lot of these moons and cycles and phases, and the retrograde, which ended on the 9th. However, we're still in the shadow aspect to it until March 25th. Still, this moon brought in perfection energy. For me, that's what I picked up. And so we're dealing with that. I had a nice conversation with one of my clients and now mentor. And she brought up some very good, and I'm not sharing the name yet, or that one. I love you too. I shared some things and some intuitive from the other side. You know, for me being such a advocate and bringing positivity, but she helped to bring like another side of it, not the shadow side of it, but just the real, the keeping it 100. We know that really on this struggle, especially for some of us in this this separation phase that we're having, no matter what kind of way that it seems or it appears, and some of us, the things that we are remembering, the things of the past, that the divine feminine or divine masculine who have done they have done some things, some what we would say would be some god awful things that left us PTSD syndrome and all different things that made us question why did they do this. I know that definitely with my mom. My mom says that all the time. You know, all I did was love him. That was my whole intent, and he still did all those ugly things that he did. She told me I could tell on this show also some things where Dad was kind of, well, you know, cheated, nasty verbally, although they was twins, and those things that, and even he said that those things I'm not really proud of, and I'm ashamed of that I had did that. You know, once they kind of showed me some things when I got there, I knew it was bad, but then once, you know, they do that life review with you and you get to see from the aspect of putting yourself in that person's shoes to see how it was, you feel all of their pain, you know, and then you're like, oh my God, that was just who my heart burns, even while I'm talking about it. My God, it hurt like that. Oh my God, you know, I thought it was just a little light and she'll bounce back from it. And, you know, it's like, if you would knew, we always say, my mom said, if they knew better, they would do better. If you knew really the intensity of the pain and the heartache and what kind of mark that they had left on you. I think about Jubilee 11:11 saying that they cut you on their brokenness. You know, all you did was go there to love them. And some of them act like the Native American story that said, you know, you seen them on the side of the road, you seen they hurt, you know, you see them past their faults, and you still pick up the snake. And like in the Native American story, he seen the snake on the side of the road. It was frozen, and he went on ahead and had picked up the snake, gave him some warmth, put it by the fire, and when the snake had thawed out, first instinct was he bit the man and he was a poisonous snake. He said, oh my God, all I did was just love you and take you in for shelter. I not nursed you back to health. And the snake said, well, you knew what my nature was. You knew who I was. So in some ways it said, you took the risk by taking me in, and eventually I was going to go back set to what I am. Now, I'm not saying this again. I still say that, and I'm still go on with that saying about the divine masculine and being an advocate for that energy. Understanding that the way, and I was thanking my parents pretty much on them, although they put me in between a lot of their battles and things, but my mom always instilled with me to be able to see both sides. By putting me in that position, I'm always able to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I can see and put myself in that person's shoes, and that sometimes that works as a plus, sometimes that works against, because I'm too empathetic to say, okay, now what's my needs in it, because I can see where you're coming from. A lot of times, divine masculine, you got to remember this again, that hurt people do hurtful things, period, because they're coming from a place of hurt. That's all they know. That's their defense mechanism. Does that excuse for bad behavior? No. Sometimes in life, they got to get that, I've got to hear this in my eye. Okay. In life, they got to be taught, and they got to have that, sometimes, like they say, a hard head makes for a soft ass. Sometimes they got to get hit really hard. I had one psychic told me, say, well, your divine masculine, he got to have them hard towers for him to get it. He don't like the ahas. I'm an aha person. I got it, and I'm gone. And now and then it's got to be sprinkled with some hard towers that say, okay, ooh, no, I ain't doing that shit again. You forget that. I'm not doing that. You ain't got to hit me, tap me, but one time. That's it. I got that. That reminds me, they kind of remind me of the dynamics of both my two dogs when I had them. Butterball was the type that, although some people don't believe in that, but, Butterball was the type that you might have to kind of like talk to harsh and kind of tap the little booty a little bit. And so, she would kind of like come back later on and put her little head down and say, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm sorry. I know better than that. And then she might go back and do it all over again. That's Butterball. But then you got Princess. Princess, you can't touch. You can't do that. You can talk to her really stern, and you see her just shake, like just really violently shake. That she does not, like that. Say no, very firm. She don't even like the firm talk like that, and it scares her. All of us had those different towers that really could cause us to make those life changes in which we need in order for us to kind of self-correct ourselves. Right now, we've got to get to the point, another thing is just to surrender. Some of us have done the work. We have tried with the divine masculine or the divine feminine. And there's still, we see signs of us kind of going right back to the same stuff that you said, okay, it don't look like you've learned. It don't look like you growed. It seems like we need to kind of go back into that separation phase. Or Eight of Cups, as Jupiter 11 says. And sometimes it's good. It's called going back to the drawing board. It's the way we look at it that causes us to have that difference of how we really take that energy and actually do something with it, as far as taking that time out. Because sometimes we need to have that time out to go to our own perspective corners and say, okay, we got to kind of let this kind of separate a little bit the energies, because it looks like we're just swarming in the same toxicity. Again, when it comes to that point and you feel the need that you got to kind of like say, okay, we got to kind of let it go. At that point, it's when you call on really true surrender. Because you don't know what the next thing is going to happen. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know where it's going to be. But that is the time that you take for you to go and work on yourself, not to keep on constantly looking at, yes, there is a us, thank you, it will continuously be a us, to go work on us, which is another way of looking at that, the cardinal, which means starting from the beginning, the first, the true set of who you are. You got to kind of go back and work on balancing out the divine feminine and the divine masculine within your thinking, your emotions. It's not balancing out for the help to get him together or to bring. I know it's hard. I know that even for myself, to say, okay, I would do the work. Is go bring him back now? Is he coming back now? Is he on his way now? Is he to let the other situation go? But you have to get to the point of understanding that you're doing the work so you can be a better version of yourself, regardless of wherever that you end up being, if it's with a loved person or somebody else. And we have to really, in this twin flame community, let's not, I say, like I told my mom, I said, stop body shaming my baby, my dog, because she was talking about, look at you, because she keeps her anxiety pulls on her paws and stuff, and pulls the hair. And I say, stop body shaming her. We got to get to the point where we stop body shaming or twin shaming each other. If we make a different choice as to say, let the journey, let's just hit press pause, or just let it go for a second. Like I told my mentee, you cannot let go or cut the cord from this, from your divine counterpart. You can ask for the angels, Archangel Michael, to ease some of the experience of the pain and the hurt. He will be able to do that. He'll take the sword and take it away from you, so you can be able to move and have ease within your life about the whole situation. But you can't cut the cord. You can't sever it. You can detach from it. And detachment is good, so you don't feel their feelings, because you're so intertwined with each other. You're so swapping of energies, and that infinity side, you can have that for a second there, like they put like a partition, and say, okay, let just that half of that other circle, let it just kind of just circle around. I keep on, it's a better word for that, where you pretty much feed on your own energy. Let me kind of feed on my own energy for a while. Let me just feed on that. Let me kind of build on my own energy and get that stronger. Because maybe on the other side of the petition with your other divine counterpart, that helps them to kind of build and have that synergy within themselves to get better. It's a word for it, and they kind of bring it to me when you talk about energy and you build it. Oh, it's big old over there. With that, oh Lord, what is it? It might bring it to me later, maybe. And so that's what you're causing for you to be able to do at this point. But understanding that if that is right now, if you're letting it go, or right now you say you're not on the journey, right now you just want to press pause to it, understanding that in some ways you're not pressing pause. They bringing it to me. I got a fork in the road. It's like you still working on it, but you're just working it on your side, and you allowing them to go and work on their stuff on their side in separation. And it still eventually is a coming of union between two parts with yourself first, and then also coming with union on outside. Now, how that looks is different for each person. That's why I say we got to stop twin shaming each other, those that say, no, I don't want to. Yes, the ultimate is for you to come into union with your divine counterpart within yourself and out. Things happen. Sometimes the divine counterpart can't get it together at that point. They can't see the forest beyond the trees. They can't go beyond that. And We don't twin shame them because they can't get it together. It's like, okay, I bless you and your ongoing. That's where surrender comes in. I let the powers that be, that's where patience come in, like I talked about yesterday, and let them work on you in the meantime. Still have that intentions or intentionality as to what you actually want to actually occur. It's union. Like you always, when they used to tell us in church, because I'm a metaphysics, you ask for, yes, my intentions, of course, I want my divine masculine. I want that foremost before I want anybody else. However, you could also ask for the powers that be or the source to say, bring me that or something better. Because maybe they might say, I don't think you kind of want him, like, not right now. He still got them addictions. He still got that, okay, say take action. He still got some of those things that he got to work out. Now, you want him now? I don't think you want him right now the way he is. I see the star, which means to keep hope in the spirit and action going on. So, they be like, I don't know you want him really right now. not like that. Nah, that ain't for anybody's highest good right now the way he is or the way she is. Like, I think maybe you might want to kind of reconsider that. You want him strong. You want him knowing that, let's say, food for thought. Let's say a fish. You want him really like, this is the one. This is what I really want. In the meantime, you don't hold any ill will. That's where surrender comes into with your divine counterpart, about them choosing where they are. They doing the best with whatever that they believe that they know they have, with the hurt and the pain that they even have experienced through childhood, through experiences in life, and where they are with the karmic situation, which is leading into a dojo situation, which is helping them to learn the true path that they need to be on. And that's why I said it's stages on there to that. And we have to really constantly, we just send love and light to them. It's no ill will, because we got to remember again, that stuff that you sending out to them negative is the same thing that comes back to you. And I told you, I could testify to that. Every time when I think anything kind of bad, either, like I say, it'd be like boom, like a boomerang. It hit right back on my behind real quick. And I was like, damn, that was for you. That wasn't for me. Boom, there you go. Hit you right back upside the head. So I was like, I think I got that lesson. Like I say, you ain't got to hit me that many times. We shall not do that. Like a tree planted in the water, we shall not be moved. I ain't gonna move on that no more. Just leave that alone. I will work on a meditation that they have brought to me about those of you all that are willing to hold space. Oh, good. Big old space here. Speaking of space, and it got 174 again. That's my action stuff. So holding space. There's a big old fat space there for me. Holding space for true love, or the love that you have. I was watching, what was I watching? Oh, Medea's. That's so funny. Mom had me watching the Medea movie with her. And then I was like, okay. And they did, at the end of the movie, they did this marriage thing. And he was like, everybody kept on talking about, I thank you. You're the love that showed up, that's in the form of God. You loving me unconditionally like God would love me. And so I thank you for you showing up in this person as a physical manifestation of God's love for me and expression. And you show that to me every day, my best friend. So, that's what we truly want at this point. Yes, do we want, you need to stay in your lane, because I'm about to come on through. Yes, do we want that to come in our divine counterpart? yes, that do some, but some of us see like the divine counterpart don't look like he ready, but you still want love. Like say, this is a touchy and controversial subject. I would say yes. You still go on and open yourself up to just the love thing. If it's them, you asking for a new love. You don't want them coming back in the same form, doing the same crap, doing the same mess that they were doing. You know, you're opening yourself up to new love and expression, the truest form of God loving you in, like my mom said, God with the skin on. You want that God love to appear in your divine counterpart that they send to you, you know. And you've got to get out of that ego. Now go to the part that you're doing it and you're like, well, because I just need me somebody, you know, whatever like that. Because you got to remember, I know I'm kind of reverbalizing this conversation, but you got to remember again that you are a light worker, and you've got to be very intentional with the people that you choose to kind of link up and to be orbiting. I told you all we are like the sun, and you got to watch these planets that you allow to orbit in your path. That same thing just like with the divine masculine. If he ain't doing right, or divine feminine, they ain't doing right, you got to say, okay, you got to go take your orbit and take it someplace else. I'm sorry. I love you. I send my love with you wherever you go. With that, but we ain't gonna keep on doing this tango dance. Matter of fact, I'm tired. I'm gonna go sit down somewhere, and we keep on doing this two step. And I like to break out with the running man or the Dougie sometimes. This all we gonna do is this old step 1, 2 shifting from left to right. That ain't gonna work. I see the Panther, so you have to look up the Panther totem spirit and see what Panther means. With that, something that has some kind of significance with where we are right now. Those who experienced that. I'm still pro twin flame. I'm not against that, but I am against things that's not coming and showing up, that's resonating with and helping me to empower to be the true light worker. Okay, now, light worker that I am. And you know, we find ourselves to that, and we just have to surrender to the process. I know it's scary. We don't know what's on the other side of it. But, you know, we ask on our angels and our guides to help us and to guide us, and to make sure that as we're doing the process of this, whatever it is, if you're calling on the storm or you're calling on the separation, that you're also asking for guidance as you're doing this, and you're not just doing this from a place of hurt. That's my main concern for all. That is like, you know, you stated your truth. Okay. You stated your truth, and you know, you got to know still at the end of the day, you and that person is still united. You still together, but they just coming up in a different form of it. And you know, you're not only just doing the work for them, but you're doing your work for yourself. And if you're just really truly honest with yourself, some of you all need to be in separation. I'm like, what? I ain't coming here to be all lighty. I can say that even for myself. Some things of the conversations I had with the DM, I'm still flashed back to some of the things that he has done. So the conversation, I said, I don't know if I can trust you. You're going to have to kind of come to me in a whole different kind of way, because I still have these trust issues with you, and maybe calling on for a pause so I can kind of get myself right, which in turn will probably see, I see my birthday, so that means, and it say 4777770 spiritual, so I can get some spiritual completion with the God force and rebirth. That means birthing the new me. then that separation is needed to be able to birth a new me, and to cause me to have spiritual completion. And at this point, that's all right, because it's needed. It's much needed. So I know it's hurtful, it's painful. Some of us that's in that, some of you all that's in that separation thing. But you got to look at it, your intentions too. How are you looking at it? Are you looking at it as in a form of, oh my God, well, it's me? Are you looking at it in the form of, you know what, this could be an opportunity to maybe learn myself, learn my family better. Maybe it gives me a possibility for me to start really working on that mission, because now I don't have all of those distractions, the DM acting up. I'm trying to see what he doing with the karmic situation, and sometimes they come along to say, no, I want you to kind of just clear your plate so you can actually concentrate on the things that I told you that I actually want you to start doing. You haven't been doing it. You've been concentrating on your divine counterpart and that interaction, and now we just kind of, brought to your attention that maybe it's time for you to kind of like peel all that extra away and start working on you. It's some stuff, instead of you keep on blaming, they bring to me your divine counterpart. Now with them gone, it's like, now what? Now what's your excuse? Because it ain't no other excuse. Because now you got to do the work. Because they ain't there. You sitting there, you probably bored. Because you like, okay, now what to do? Because beforehand, I kept on scheming and trying to plan ways to get the divine masculine back, and I'm concentrating on them. And so now the universe is like, now what? Now we done cleared the plate. Now you got to start doing the work. Now you got to start looking and seeing without all the distractions, the bells and whistles and alarms going off from the divine masculine. And now you got to really truly see what's wrong and what needs to be fixed with you. That's another thing of understanding. Give yourself up there for true surrender. Oh, I could have kept on. True surrendering of the situation. So while you doing the work, you let the powers that be or the source go ahead and do their work on them. I did something, and I think I will add that on for the email. I'll email that to also people that's on email list. She gave me another young lady I use as a prayer. She gave 2 more other prayers. They were old. I had worked with them before, and they did have some work with it. And they brought him in, did bring in the divine masculine. But like she said, you get out of things what you put into it. You got to do the work. You got to go. I just say, you gotta what? You gotta work. So you got to go to work on these things. You got to put in forth the effort. But that she was saying with the divine, I've lost the thought. It was there. Yeah, it was there, but I guess it'll bring it back to me if it's there. My nose is stocky-aki. To understand that, this thing here, you got to go to work, and you got to put in the work, so you can get out of it what you need. But like I said, I will share that prayer with it. If you're interested in joining the email subscriptions, go to divineunisols11@gmail.com and add to be added on to the list, so I can send out this email to you all about the 2 prayers that she sends and she's talked about with the twins. I'm trying to see, because now they got us merging into one lane. Hold on. Yeah, okay, now I'm free. Yeah, so all of this stuff, this work that you're doing is just really trying to get you to come back to yourself and have a really true understanding the meaning of who you are. That's the main thing why the divine master came. That's the main thing that the divine, I'm looking at this masculine here to see what's happening. Sure, the divine master looked like he looked like he's trying to force himself to keep his head up in this situation that he's in. This man is forcing himself to kind of do it. And he might have, some of these masculines might have some issues with their neck, look like it to me. That's what it's bringing to me as well. But this man is like maybe overly confident about what's going on, or keeping their head up into it, this situation. That's what I'm picking up. Really trying to talk to himself, it's going to be all right, but they know that it ain't going to be all right with the situation they're in. Rather it's in karmic situations or third-party energies, things of that nature as well. So they got to have, that's why they need a separation, because some of them that got to have the truth be, they got to stop it in their face like, nah, you ain't really all right. No, this is not really for your highest good, this situation, And those separation moments that you have or something, because I see that across the board. I think the Pisces, Divine Pisces 222 has said that. I seen somebody else said that some of the divine feminines are really deciding to kind of walk away because these cycles are coming back to the same issues over again. It's causing them to say, you know what, I gotta say deuces. And that's why I said no twin flame shaming about people walk away. You doing whatever it is to help you to find your bliss in the situation. And so, I think in the press you was talking about also, praying, if you believe in angels, archangels, Charity, Archangel Shamiel, and the Blessed Mother are supposed to be sponsors for the twin flames, and you could go into appeal to them to kind of help you to find the right person to be with, or to help you with your twin flame journey, so that you could make the right choices. If you don't believe in that, again, like I said, when you pray or meditate or whatever way that you do, make sure that you are first getting clearance through a higher source or higher power, that's making sure that you're doing this not from an ego place as far as picking someone else to walk along with you on this journey. Again, it will come in, this new love could come in so many different forms. It could come from family to actually love interest, person of other counterpart, actual lover, to it might even come in the form of a pet dog, or a dog or a cat, or whatever it is that suits your fancy, a soulmate, or a good girlfriend, or boyfriend, your guy, your homie, your ace boon coon, those. So when you open up the space for this, and like I say, when I do the meditation, I do that. When you open up the space for that to actually happen, that's the form in which it's just open yourself to come in any shape or form that this new love will come into your life. I'm just speaking on, because after, like I said, talking to her, you can't keep on. I'm not going to beat you over the head about the journey. Again, like I said, but one thing I will tell you, you can't cut the cord. That's a part of you. That's an outward physical expression of you. It's like you cutting off your arm, and that's not going to happen. You need your arm. You need them for certain things, as far as what they bring energetically to you and to the world. So, the cutting off, I forgot again. I think I got to go around. The cutting off stuff is not a possibility. I know they get on your nerves. You can detach. The word is detach. I detach from them. Put the partition between you and the infinity sign where it does that loop, and say throw that all that energy right on back to that persona, for them to go ahead and deal with that. Come on, you got to move. You got to do something. Thank you. You trying to see which way you want to do. Okay, I'm sorry. You just sitting there kind of like spellbound, and I'm like, okay, well, you got to choose one of the ways you got to go. Yeah, I forgot. I told myself to not go that way, and I still did. That's all right. Just a learning lesson. Makes me a little more later, but that's all right. Yeah, so that's what we find out, and we'll learn about some things. So, all right, so I'm gonna stop right here. I wish I could remember that thing, what I was saying, maybe when I watch it and replay it. And I was like, yeah, I remember what I was about to say. And I put it down in the comment section. That's gonna take a while for me to get to that. But, some of us, like I said, it's our intentions. It's a grieving process. Those of you all that's kind of in that wanted that separation thing. Right now, if you're choosing that and you say this ain't working out. This ain't working out. We covering the same things over again. I can't do that. I can't do that. Grieve, go through the process, do the Ho'oponopono prayer as well. I'm gonna add that on into my into this meditation that I'm gonna make. And then also that person ran the light. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Anyway, interesting. Do the work. Do the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is I say, I apologize. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you, and I love you, about the whole process of it, and then move from there. Okay. I know this is kind of 7:41 on action. That's what time it is, but it's actually 8:41. The clock is saying 7:41. With that, move in that action of knowing that regardless, everything, the intention is everything is going to be all right. It's going to end up all right and for the highest good for everybody that is concerned. It's going to be all right for everybody that's in concern. You place it in, and that's what the surrender is. You placing this in to the universe's and the source's hand about the whole situation. 709-0917. Okay. Okay, I gotta park over here. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. Okay, we at work. All right, as always, I know this is a little long, but I need to say that. I think I'm going to have to put a trigger alert up here. Message my trigger about that. Surrender. And don't twin shame people that want separation. Okay. So, until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste. Namago. Love you. Have a sunshine-filled day.